Welcome to Gourmet Shut In, my crunchy little croissants. Today we're going to be making a loaf of gluten-free bread. These are the things you'll need. So first things first, we're going to make a pre-ferment, also known as a poolish. That's Italian. I don't know the French word for it, but that's fine. We're going to start with 1 cup of rice flour. Bloop. 1 cup of sorghum flour. 3 tablespoons of psyllium husk. Psyllium husk. Yeah. 3/4 of a cup of arrowroot flour and 1/4 of a cup of almond flour or almond meal. 1.5 teaspoons of salt. And 1 tablespoon of your sugar of liking. I'm using coconut sugar today. Oh my gosh. We're just going to give that a little quick mix to evenly distribute everything. And while that's mixing on slow speed, we're going to add 1 1/4 cup of water and 1/4 cup of olive oil. We're gonna have to wait about an hour to 2 hours for this to just start kind of fermenting and getting a little bit of pre-ferment to it. We're gonna add our sourdough to it, but this is going to make your bread a little bit more bubbly and a little higher. I find that gluten-free sourdough can be really dense, so anything we can do to get some more bubbles in there is key. So just cover this bugger up with a tea towel. And we're just gonna let her sit for a little while. It's been about 2 hours. The poolish has just been hanging out. I'm gonna add 1 cup of my gluten-free sourdough starter and 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. We're just gonna mix this up and let it rest and proof until tomorrow morning. If you wanna whip out your mixer, that's perfectly fine. Just use the pedal attachment and go very light. I personally like to do this by hand just because I like to get my hands dirty. So just add your starter right in. Ooh, got a little bit more in there. There we go. Add your vinegar. Oy. I'm just going to work that dough together until it's nice and incorporated. It's nice and folded in right now. We can't see the starter from the actual dough, so we're looking good. I'm going to transfer it into another bowl just because I like to keep my mixing bowl open for all occasions. Boop. And just cover it with linen or a towel until tomorrow morning. Another lovely morning in gluten-free paradise. First things first, the minute you wake up, turn that oven to the highest setting it goes. You want to take your Dutch oven and just toss it right in there. Get it nice and scalding hot. Now that your Dutch oven is rip-roaring hot, we're going to take it out of the oven. Put it on a safe surface, such as a wooden cutting board. And whatever you do, don't touch this thing. It's so hot. We want to be careful with our dough, not fondle it too much. all I want to do is kind of make it into the shape of whatever your Dutch oven is. So I'm doing a football today. Ready? 1, 2, ha-ha! Take a bottle of water and spray it on top of your sourdough. You want it nice and moist. And then take a knife and cut it into whatever design you're kind of looking for. I like to just do one slit right through about a 1/4 inch. Take a little bit of gluten-free all-purpose flour, rice flour, sorghum flour, I don't care, gluten-free flour. Just sprinkle it on top to make it pretty. Cover it with a lid. Open up your oven and throw it in. We're gonna wait 25 minutes, then we're gonna take the lid off. After that, we are going to cook it for another 25 minutes. Remove it from the pan, check the temperature, see if it needs more love. If it does, we'll throw it back into the oven for about 10 minutes, just directly on the grate. It's been 25 minutes, so we're gonna remove the lid of our Dutch oven. Look at that bread. Push it back in. We're gonna bring it down to 450 this time. Cook it for another 25 minutes and we're gonna check the temperature. We're looking for 210 degrees to see if it's done. It's time. So you can smell the sour in it. It smells so good. I'm gonna take it out of this pot and I'm going to transfer it to a wooden cutting board. If you have a cooling rack, that's way better, but I don't have one, so. Bread. We want our bread to be about 200 degrees to 210. Perfect right now. I'm just gonna cool it on top of this colander as our makeshift cooling rack. Thanks for tuning into Gourmet Shut-In. We really hope that you love this gluten-free sourdough. Please enjoy and like and subscribe for more recipes. See you guys soon.